So today we're going to take a deep look into the world of major triad arpeggios. I'm going to show you how to play all 5 positions of them all up and down the neck. I'm going to show you how you can practice them in different keys, as well as how you can start kind of implementing them into your playing. A good knowledge of these arpeggios can be a game changer for your guitar playing, your lead playing, and just in general melody writing. So let's dive into it. So first of all, what is a major arpeggio? A major triad arpeggio is an arpeggio that contains the root, the third, the major third, so it sounds happy, and the fifth. Today, all of our examples are going to be in the key of G, so I would have the notes G, B, and D. Now, these notes in arpeggios, they are basically like we're playing chords as if they were a scale. So rather than playing G, B, and D as a chord, like this, I'm gonna play G like this. And now I'm going to have some diagrams popping up here on the top left of the screen, or I guess for you it's the top right of the screen. You can download these diagrams for free from my website, which is going to be linked down in the description there. But without further ado, let's take a look at how we're going to start playing these arpeggios. So the first shape is going to look like this. Beautiful, beautiful sound. Looks like my cat Ruby might decide that she wants to come practice arpeggios with us. Alright, so those of you who've been watching me for a while, you might have met Ruby before. She's one of my 2 cats, and she's decided she wants to hang out for this major arpeggio lesson. So, let's talk about that first position that I just played for you a little bit more in depth. So fingering wise, this one's nice and easy because all of my notes are within a 4-fret range, which makes it easy to delegate fingering. So if there's a note on my 5th fret, my pinky gets it. If there's a note on the 4th fret, my ring finger gets it. Middle finger is taking care of the 3rd fret, and my pointer finger is taking care of the 2nd fret. And so this shape, again, slow, is going to look like this. There's one other kind of quick move I want to highlight about this, where if I go here, notice how I've positioned my pinky. It's almost like I'm barring the chord, but I'm not pressing down on both strings at once, but I'm positioning my finger so that when I go to the note on the 5th fret of the D string, I can just roll my finger onto it so that I don't have to go and lift my pinky again. I can go just rolling my finger down. Now going up, ring finger on the 4th fret's fine, and then my 3rd finger is going to do a similar kind of rocking motion, and then I just do the same thing in reverse. So this first position G major arpeggio with a little bit more speed would sound something like this. There we go. Now let's talk about our second position, and this is where I need to explain something about my diagrams. All of the diagrams that I like to use have the root note left hollow. And what that means is it's your starting and your ending note, and it's also going to be your root. So here, in our next octave of G major, I'm going to start on my 5th fret here. And just to give you an idea of what this diagram looks and sounds like and what I mean by starting and ending note, when I practice this arpeggio, I'm going to start on my root. I'm going to play all the way up and then all the way down, and then all the way back to that. So it's the starting and the ending note. Now, fingering wise, here's what I was up to. So I went middle finger, pointer finger, pinky finger. I slid my pinky finger up to that 8th fret. My ring finger's on the 7. Pinky, slide it back down. And notice how I do that same kind of rocking motion with my middle finger. So one more time, let me show you that nice and close. There we go. So there is an alternate fingering to this that I should mention, and that would look like this. So I would play with my middle finger, my pointer finger, and then I'm going to put my ring finger up to the 7th fret, rather than sliding my pinky around. However best works for you is good, but I would say once you pick a way to finger this shape, stick to it, because otherwise you'll be kind of okay at 2 arpeggio shapes rather than actually good at one of them. So there's position 2. Now, if I were to do position 3 of G major, I would start with my pinky way up here at the 10th fret of my A string, and it's going to look like this. This one has a tricky little bar at the end there where you have to get the 10th fret of the A string and the E string with your pinky finger, but let's try that one more time just so you can kind of see what was going on. That one can be a little bit awkward for people, but in general it's not too bad. So now let's go to position 4, where I'm going to be starting and ending on the same note, but now my middle finger is going to be there. And I'm going to finger and play this arpeggio like this. Now, I should also say there is a common other fingering for this arpeggio where we go middle finger, pointer, then I'm going to reach my ring finger up. Sorry, I screwed that up. Da, da, da. That is a common way to do it. Again, I would pick whatever fingering works best for you and stick to it. Now we get to our final arpeggio shape. This is position 5, and it's going to be way up here at our 15th fret on the low E string. And it's going to look something like this. I'll do that guy one more time for you. Now, if we were to move these notes of G major to a different key, these 5 shapes will still give me any major arpeggio on the guitar, as long as I put whatever major arpeggio I'm looking for where those hollow starting and ending notes are. So for example, if I wanted to do C major, I would start, if I were practicing C major, I should say, sorry. If I were to go as low on the guitar neck as I can, I would find this is my lowest C starting and ending point. It's either going to be on the E string, A string, or D string, but I find that it's here. And if I tried to do position 3, I'd have to play open strings. And we want to try avoiding playing open strings if we can, just because it forces us to play a different fingering than we would the other ones. We want them all to be uniform. So I know that I can't do position 3, so instead I'm going to start in position 4, and I would play that same arpeggio shape that I previously played way up here at the 10th fret for G. But now, since my fingering is based around the note C rather than the note G, these will give me the notes of a C major arpeggio, or C, E, and G. And now here's where the magic of practicing this system kind of comes in. If I find that I start here in position 4, my next position is going to be position 5, starting with my pinky finger on the E string. These shapes kind of work almost like stops on a subway system or on a bus route. If you get on a stop or two later than usual, it still follows the same chain of events. So if I started in position 5 with that hollow note based around C, now I get this. Position 5 is going to roll into position 1, which will roll into position 2, which will roll all the way up here into position 3. And there, I just played through 5 shapes of the C major arpeggio. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It truly helps me out more than you could know. If you wanted to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to get in touch with me down in the description. I'd love to work with you on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. If you're looking to support me and the free educational content that I put out here on YouTube, you could subscribe to my Patreon. All of my patrons get early access to my videos, as well as some cool behind-the-scenes sneak peeks at stuff that I'm working on, so I'd love to see you over there. If you're looking for another way to support me, I do have an ebook called Scales and Arpeggios for the Modern Guitarist, and a video course that's all about playing triads on the guitar that you can purchase at the link down in the description. It's a great way to get some more in-depth content from me than I can fit in a 10 to 15 minute YouTube video. And last but not least, I have new videos coming out every single week, so I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.